Welcome to the Alien Nation podcast. This is the place where we talk all things alien and all things UFO. In season 1, we're going to be covering all the hot topics. This is going to include George Knapp, Jeremy Corbell, Bob Lazar, the US Nimitz encounter, the Roswell crash and is there a nuclear UFO agenda, and then also famous UFO landing cases that seem to be around schools. So stay tuned.
Look on the essay. My God. We just had something go right over the top of us. I hate to say it, it looked like a long cylindrical object.
No one who knew Area 51 from the inside ever talked publicly about the saucer story.
Well, there's several, actually 9 flying saucers, flying discs that are out there of extraterrestrial origin.
Telling it in order to protect himself. He says he was hired to work at an area called S4, which is a few miles south of Groom Lake. At S4, he says, are flying saucers, antimatter reactors, and other working examples of technology that is seemingly beyond human capability.
Right, this came from somewhere else. I mean, as bizarre as that is to believe, but I mean, it's there. I saw it. I know what the current state of the art is in physics, and it can't be done.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Alien Nation podcast, and this is the place where we talk all things alien and all things UFO. This is episode 2, and I'm joined again here by my co-host G.
Hi guys, welcome to the show.
And we've got an exciting episode for you today, guys. Very interesting one. And basically throughout the history of mankind, we've had UFO reports from different cultures, different people all over the world over many, many different years. And they've always been dismissed as conspiracies or folklore or even just scary stories. But in 2017, G, we all know that all changed.
Yeah.
Now, the reason that all changed is because the New York Times, they came out with a post, and the post was basically releasing information saying that there was a secret program within the government called ATIP. Now, ATIP, that stands for Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. And it was actually funded with about $22 million worth of cash. So it wasn't something that they were messing around with. It was something that they took very, very seriously. This secret program that was looking into the unidentified flying objects was headed by a guy called Luis Elizondo, who basically left the whole program because he felt that the government, in the end, didn't see it as a national threat to the country, and that was something that he basically disagreed with and thought he should have been taken a lot more serious.
He's the guy that got the videos released, the 3 videos.
Okay.
Yeah, in 2004 he got Tic Tac released, and then in 2015 he got the Go Fast and the Gimbal videos. What's your take on them ones?
Yeah, so along with that 2017 New York Times article came 3 very important videos that the whole UFO community and UFO world got really excited about.
Yeah, super excited.
The first one is the 2004 Tic Tac encounter, and for me personally, that was the one that tipped me straight over the edge.
Yeah, because it's such a credible source it's coming from.
And the evidence that comes along with it is just unbelievable. I've myself personally went back and forth with the whole UFO and are extraterrestrials real or not, that question. But once I heard this encounter, I couldn't believe what I was hearing from Commander David Fravor, and it's just such an exciting story.
Yeah, like you can't get a more credible person than this pilot that's flown it all.
Of course. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll just summarise it all up for you with this 2004 UFO encounter. Basically, Commander David Fravor, he was out doing a training program with his battle group, and he was on the US Nimitz just off the coast of San Diego. This was back in 2004. He had a call from the radio operator from the US Princeton, and the US Princeton is basically the eyes and ears of the battle group. That role or job is to check out the environment and make sure that there's no any threat basically around. And they phoned him up and they said that they want him to go out and check out what they've seen was an object basically out at sea. Commander Fravor is weapons system operator, another co-pilot, and also another weapons system operator. So 4 of them in total end up getting in the aircraft and go out to intercept this thing that was picked up on radar. What Commander David Fravor wasn't aware of was that this object, or the supposed objects that were found on radar, had actually been picked up for many, many days before. And it was Kevin Day, who's a radio operator that was on the USS Princeton at the time, has come forward and said that it was actually raining UFOs, that it just wasn't one UFO that was picked up on there.
I'd like to see that.
There was hundreds. Now, he was basically saying on the radar that they were going from 80,000 feet, dropping down to a few feet above the ocean, basically, and then they were shooting straight back up again to another 80,000 feet. Now, that's something that technology we don't know even exists, and we don't know how that would work at all.
Incredible.
So, Commander David Fravor, again, getting back to his situation and where he was, he goes out to sea to intercept this thing. When he's flying over sea, he looks down and he sees an object actually beneath the ocean. Now, this object that he sees, he described as like a cross, and just above it is a little white Tic Tac, which he says was roughly about 40 to 50 feet in length. Now, this Tic Tac was performing crazy maneuvers. It was going like from one place to another place, basically around this cross that was underneath the ocean. So he believes that it was actually connecting or doing something with whatever was beneath the ocean.
Could be some USOs.
Yeah, so an unidentified submerged object, possibly beneath the ocean. We don't know. As Commander David Fravor goes to intercept this Tic Tac object, and he flies towards it, it basically shoots right past them at incredible speeds, and all this was captured on basically a flare pod that was on the side of the aircraft. And it's just a small white Tic Tac. It's got no engine plumes, it's got no propulsion system, and it just zips off right off the radar.
Yeah, and then going off Robert Powell's research into this, he was saying that like the G-forces that these crafts are traveling at could be anywhere between 50 to 500 Gs, and supposedly a human, as we can only go to 7, and then we kind of black out around 9 Gs. So whatever was in these crafts, or how these crafts work with this propulsion system around them, is incredible stuff.
Yeah, so again, just to reiterate what G's saying there, is these craft that was seen by Commander David Fravor, not just by eyewitness, but also through the radar systems, the manoeuvres that they were performing, we don't think humans not only could be capable of, but they would actually die if they were
just
in
turn
these
into
craft.
mush.
Exactly. The other exciting videos that came out was the gimbal video and also the Go Fast video. Now, the gimbal video is so incredible because the reaction from the pilots is just absolutely wild and insane. These are US Navy pilots that see things in the air all the time, and when they're seeing whatever they see on their camera or in front of them, they go wild with excitement because they can't explain what it is that they're actually seeing.
Yeah, it's incredible reactions. Like, we'll add in the video, but the reaction says it all.
Yeah, and going back to the credibility of these pilots, you know, Commander David Fravor, he just doesn't get enough credit for actual his eyewitness testimony itself. He's a guy who's 18 years service in the military as a pilot, and he's not just good, he's crazy fucking good as a pilot. And
Top
the reason
Gun,
to say
man.
that, exactly, he's Top Gun. So he actually graduated out of Class 4 of 1997 in Top Gun itself. Yeah, that does exist, Top Gun. It's real. And he graduated and passed out. So the fact that he couldn't even catch this thing. He couldn't get anywhere near this thing.
He actually wanted to chase it.
Yeah, exactly. He's the one that wanted to go and chase this thing. And he actually made comments on the Joe Rogan Experience where he said, I actually want to fly this thing. He wanted to fly it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind giving it a go myself.
That's it. So, to furthermore with the Go Fast video, there's a lot of debunkers out there that try and claim that these videos aren't real and they're fake. I don't know how they can do that when it was released not just by the government, but by the New York Times, by mainstream media, by all these incredible witnesses, such as the pilots. But one of the actual debunkers said on the Go Fast video, it's a video of an object that seems to be flying at incredible speed, that's picked up by pilots on radar again, and also by a pod that is basically checked on the aircraft to look and zoom in on these aircraft as a weapon. They pick it up and they see it going at incredible speeds right across the ocean, and some of the debunkers said it was a bird. Now, Jeremy Corbell on the Joe Rogan Experience, he completely destroys the debunkers when he says that the actual object was picked up to be colder than the ocean itself. Now, that means that no bird could be colder than the ocean itself. It'd be dead. So that gets rid of that theory. I'm not saying it is 100% extraterrestrial. It's just my opinion. These maneuvers are incredible, and the eyewitness testimonies and all the actual video evidence that comes with it. There's something in our skies doing crazy maneuvers, and we should be.
Yeah, we take notice when these people are coming forward with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, we need to be taking notice. We need to be taking it seriously, and we need to find out what it is.
Yeah, and then off that, just in the recent weeks, Jeremy Corbell, in the same area of San Diego in July 2019, he just released this new footage. It's interesting. It's also shot on it's the USS Russell Navy destroyer, and they have this footage of a triangle pyramid shaped craft, and it's in the same area as where the Tic Tac was recorded, supposedly.
Yeah, personally, I haven't looked too much into this encounter. It's something that I need to look into. G's got a little bit more information on it, but I have seen the video, and it's incredible. You see this triangular shaped craft that's in the air, and it's so incredible because it's shot from a Navy destroyer by the Navy, and they're releasing this footage now, and we're just going to keep seeing more and more of this footage. I think in the next few years, it's just going to be like a drip release where we're just going to get another little bit here and another little bit here. It's very exciting times for the UFO community and people that are interested in this subject and want to know the truth.
It's such a taboo for so long, but now people are getting into the conversations, and now we can start having conversations about it.
Of course, the mainstream media coming forward, not only admitting that there was a secret space or secret program, and the likes of the New York Times, the Pentagon, all them coming forward, all this eyewitness testimony, it's just becoming more and more credible, more and more interesting, and it's exciting times.
Yeah, and then on these sides of these stories, we're having we have another angle that's come in place with the C5 experience. Dr. Stephen Greener, he's come forward now and said that these crafts are not UFOs. They're man-made. But when people are coming forward with such credibility, it's become a little bit controversial now, but it's become super interesting.
Yeah, there's a huge debate at the moment that's going on within the UFO world, and the reason being is we know for a fact that there's unidentified flying objects in our airspace. They are performing crazy maneuvers. This is all picked up not just by pilots and witnesses, but it's also picked up on with video evidence. But Dr. Stephen Green himself, he's a very controversial figure, but he believes that it's kind of a spin-off by the government to try and show that these extraterrestrial beings are a threat to society, and they're actually not. He believes that they're not a threat, and it's the government that want to start some sort of interplanetary war in the future with these extraterrestrial beings, and that the aircraft that was seen by Commander Fravor in the gimbal video and also the Go Fast video were actually drones.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Come on.
So, guys, there's a lot of evidence there. There's a lot of things we've talked about today. Go away, think about it, see what your thoughts are. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. All you can do is follow the evidence, make your own opinions. Do you think that these Tic Tac UFOs or any of these UFOs that we're seeing are extraterrestrial, or do you think that they were drones like Dr. Stephen Greer believes?
Yeah, and like leave your comments and get in contact with us and let us know what you think.
That's it, guys, and see you next week.
Yeah, cheers, peace out. Nice.
That was alright, bro, ain't it? Yeah, buddy.